Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Dives, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the theory of stringing a mid pocket and what positions it would be good for. So here I have an example of just a generic mid pocket. You can see where the ball will sit will be directly in the middle of the head. And so a mid pocket kind of combines the best of both worlds. It has some of the advantages of the high pocket while having some of the advantages of the low pocket. Because it's not quite as high, it still has a pretty quick release. The ball only has to go from here to get out, so it has a relatively quick release without having the added whip that having a high pocket has. You can see here, because the pocket sits right in the middle, there's a nice gradual ramp for the ball to come out on. So unlike a high pocket where it would be sitting all the way up here and have a very steep incline for the ball to whip out on, a high pocket would have a lot more whip. But so you still get some of that quicker release while having less whip and a more manageable shot. It also has some of the advantages of the low pocket. The nice thing about a mid pocket is you can string it, kind of adapt it to any way you really like to play or any way you really like to string. You can have a mid pocket that when you cradle, the ball will shift down low like that when you put it in one hand, but as soon as you switch back to two hands, the ball will roll right back to the middle where you want it to sit when you're cradling with two hands. And so in order to do that when you're stringing your mid pocket, what I would do is just add one extra diamond in here at the bottom. So when you're finishing off, just string one more diamond at the bottom and maybe a little bit of a looser bottom string, or one that collects more of the diamonds together, so that when you cradle one-handed, the ball will shift down, and then if you have soft enough mesh, it should shift right back up when you go to shoot, when you go to cradle two hands or go to shoot. And the same thing can be said if you like your pocket to shift a little bit higher. Personally, when I'm shooting, I like to do one cradle and have the ball really shift up, right up into the top, right under the shooting strings when I'm getting ready to release. So you can do that as well by loosening your channel a little bit and having a little bit looser up top. So when you're cradling two hands, it'll sit mid, and then when you go to cradle and shoot, it'll shift up a little bit and sit right under those shooting strings, right under here, so you get a really nice release and a lot of power in your shot. Another thing that's nice about a mid pocket is you can have what I believe to be just the perfect amount of channel. You can see here the channel that I'm referring to is how tight these sides are here, and what a channel does is makes the ball come out the middle every time. So you can see the sides here are nice and tight, so the ball will come out the middle. And what you want in a perfect channel is, once it's broken in, you want it to be just about a ball's width wide. If it's any tighter, it'll grab onto the ball and you'll have a really slow release. If it's any wider, you won't get as much hold as you should have. And so with the mid pocket, with the placement, depending on the head, it allows you to get just a perfect ball's width channel while maintaining that mid pocket. And so it really is just a perfect all-around pocket that I recommend for every position: defense, midfield, attack. And I would say it's the most used pocket placement out of any. More people have mid pockets than low pockets and high pockets. And so just to give you guys a couple quick pointers on how exactly you would go about stringing your sidewall for a mid pocket, you want to pull these first three diamonds of the mesh down very, very tightly. So you want to use interlocks or knots, and you can see how tight those holes of mesh are pulled. So you want to make sure those are pulled as tight as they can go. And then you want to get that down to about a third, maybe even close to halfway down the head with those first three diamonds. Then you want to start to loosen the diamonds up a little bit. So you can do a one interlock, which is where you put two, or just a regular one where you put two holes of mesh on the same, between the same sidewall holes, so it bunches them up a little bit. And so that'll loosen a little bit. And then you want to loosen it even more. So you see here I have three interlocks pulling up very tightly, one interlock, and then a triple up. And this triple up is really going to bunch that mesh together. And you can see where I did the triple up right here is right in the middle of the head. So wherever you double up or triple up is where you're really going to bunch the mesh together and create that pocket. Then you just want to finish it out with just ones so it doesn't get too deep. And like I said, if you want a lower pocket that'll shift, you can add another one in at the bottom. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you want some tips on how to string a mid pocket for an STX Superpower, really explicit in detail sidewall pattern, and that same pattern could also work for many other heads, you can check it out. The Lacrosse Network has one uploaded. And so thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for daily lacrosse clips and LXM Pro coverage, and also subscribe to East Coast Dies for stringing videos and tutorials and things like that. And thanks for watching.